What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Cover 3 podcast. I'm joined by Aaron of 49ers First Takes, Sterling Bennett of 49ers Access Podcast, and of course, yours truly, Dre from the Dre Area Sports Show. Like, share, and subscribe to all three of our channels. We'd all really appreciate it, and it's really the easiest way to support all three of our channels. There's been some talk by the fans saying, hey, we should do a Cover 3 channel. I don't know how I feel about that. I just think it's kind of like, whatever. What do you guys think? Should we do a channel for just Cover 3? I don't know.
It doesn't have the legs, I think.
It doesn't have the legs. It doesn't. And
Channel.
then what happens if like one of us get into a fight and we start hating each other? You know, it's just,
Exactly.
There's too many weird things going on. So, guys, today we're going to talk about, of course, the San Francisco 49ers. We're going to talk about some of the free agents that are out there and who fits for the Niners and what they need. Talk about their draft picks, who they should be looking at in the draft, and exploring some of the bigger trade ideas, especially when it comes to a guy named Maxx Crosby, another guy named Justin Jefferson. So we're going to dive into all of that goodness as the show goes on. But there is something that I did want to start with, and this is kind of an icebreaker because I thought, hey, you know what? I think it's a good idea. And this is this right here. Name the most random 49er player from your childhood. This guy's Tony Farmer says, I'll start. Terry Kirby. I remember Terry Kirby. I was excited when we got him. He wasn't even that good of a running back, but he was a running back, which we didn't have at the time. I want to say that he replaced, what's his name? Lavelle. Terry Lavelle, I think his name was.
Derek Lavelle.
Derek Lavelle. Thank you. He sucked, too.
He was horrible.
So, Aaron, start us off. Name an obscure random Niner from your childhood.
Chet Brooks.
Who?
Chet Brooks.
I thought he said Fat.
He's a safety.
I thought he said Fat Brooks. I was like, there's no way, man. That's not someone's name.
Chet Brooks was a safety in the towards the 89, 90, 91 season.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Niner GOAT. I'll have to go watch the episode. I haven't seen it yet. I've been busy
You gotta
all
watch
day.
the last two.
Last two.
It's been back-to-back weeks where I'm just like, okay.
Speed kills. That's what he's
Yeah, hey. If
Speed
you
kills.
have
Pierce
speed,
Holt.
you
Great
will
name.
be on the
Ooh, Pierce Holt, Mike Rumpf. I do remember Mike Rumpf. I remember
Dude.
Pierce Holt.
Y'all are sleeping on people like Capri Bibbs and Brandon Moore and Thomas Clayton, those practice squad wannabes for a couple years. The preseason wonders in 2005 and 2011.
Reggie McGrew.
Reggie McGrew.
Oh, yeah.
When I think of an obscure Niner from my childhood, most random, I think of Amp Lee.
Dominic
Remember that guy?
Ziegler.
The running back, Amp Lee. Oh, man. Or
Amp
like-
Lee was it? Was Amp Lee wasn't. Who was the fullback? Was it Mark Logan?
Mark Logan. Yeah, he's the one who fumbled the ball against the Packers in the playoffs. He was playing with a cast, and they threw him a pass on the flat, and he caught
Number
it.
27.
And he got
That
hit
wasn't-
and fumbled, and they picked up, ran it back for a touchdown. I was like,
No, that wasn't Mark
"Ow!"
Logan. That was his last name was Walker. He was number
Well,
27.
He could walk right out of here.
Okay.
Tank Carradine, that was another one. That was another one of those Trent Baalke picks. Like, oh, he's got a torn ACL. He come back. Never worked out. Him and Quentin Dial never worked out.
Quentin Dial.
Remember Quentin Dial?
Oh my gosh.
Touchdown Tommy Verdell. I don't even
Verdell.
remember that guy.
Tommy Verdell, yeah.
Tommy Verdell. Oh, yeah. There it is.
Was he a fullback, I think?
Are you still on the same guy?
No, the net,
I was
Tommy
like-
Verdell. Tommy
Hey,
Verdell.
Charlie
Oh,
Garner
Charlie
was not
Garner.
random. He was actually really good for the Niners, and then he went straight to the Raiders and became a really good running back. They should have kept him. He was good on the
Derek
Niners.
Deese.
Was
Derek
Garner
Deese.
was Garner on the 2002 Raiders near Super Bowl win? It was like him, Tyrone Wheatley, Jerry Rice were all over
It might
there.
have been. He might have been.
Okay. Man. What about Shantae Spencer?
Shantae Spencer, the corner. He was good. I thought he
Tony
was gonna be
Parrish
good.
for a little bit of time.
Tony
Ahmad
Parrish.
Plummer.
Ahmad Plummer.
Jason
He was good
Webster.
for a little bit.
Gary
Yeah.
Plummer. He was actually really good.
Lee Woodall.
Gary
Lee
Plummer.
Woodall.
Gary Plummer is the F the Dallas Cowboys T-shirt guy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
That's what I
he-
thought.
You can't
Look
forget
at my-
about Ken Norton. I mean, he was
He looked
amazing.
like my dad a little bit back in the day. With
He looked like everyone's dad.
Ken Norton used to coach at the college I went to, and his son played for them, and they had him at defensive back. He's one of the worst players I've ever seen in my entire life.
My God.
I said the apple did not fall from the tree at all. it rotted and it stayed there forever.
It went in a totally different direction. So let's talk a little bit about the Niners' upcoming season. Now, obviously, there's a lot of things to talk about. We're talking about free agents, talking about who should they resign, how should they spend their money. Oh my God, Ty Streets! Can't forget about Ty Streets. But we know for a fact that the Niners will be in Mexico. That's right. The Niners will be playing one of the teams on their schedule in Mexico. Now, I guess they've determined that it won't be the Raiders and it won't be the Broncos. I think that's a mistake. I think Niners Raiders in Mexico would be off the chart. It probably would lead to riots and people dying. So maybe that's
somebody
would
like, get murdered.
Yeah, they were like, you know what? Let's just not even do it. I thought it was gonna be Niners Broncos, but it can't be Niners Cardinals because that's what they played the last time they were in Mexico.
I think it's going to be Cardinals again.
But a repeat?
It's Arizona though. They want to get it in close proximity.
It's true. They want to get it in there. So there is that. They're still going. Arnaz Battle. Remember that? Jamie Winborn. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Dude,
Terry Jackson.
R.W. McQuarters.
R.W. McQuarters. Antonio Langham. He was a cornerback they signed. He was just awful. And he was a big name too.
Tony Parrish.
Walt Harris with the double arm sleeves that were halved. Ooh, he had it, man. I loved Walt Harris.
Okay, so what do you guys think about this? Because not only are they playing in Mexico, but they're also playing in Australia this year. And of course, they're saying the Niners are gonna have the most miles traveled. Okay, but what do you think about the game in Mexico and having a game in Australia? Sterling, do you think this is a good thing for the Niners, or is this a bad thing?
Hey, it's good from a PR, want to build your brand angle. I mean, play internationally, you can get more fans in Australia and Mexico City, albeit Mexico City's pretty much all Niner fans at this point in time.
Yeah.
I would rather San Francisco only play one of those games, preferably in Mexico City. And I think giving a team two international games is kind of a middle finger of like, yeah, whatever. We don't care about your health. You know, it just kind of like, okay, like, what is the point of this? The Niners are one of the biggest brands in football. I get it, you know, growing internationally, but it's like you're begging for a team that has already been injured so much, has really shown no signs of wanting to change the injury stuff, whether it's substation or actual training staff things. And now you're going to say travel 58,000 miles this year and good luck. And they're two international games on opposite sides of the country. And it's like, really? Like, okay. So I don't love it for their sake. I think it's going to hurt San Francisco in some regard. But the NFL was like, we don't care. It's one of our biggest brands. Let's continue to grow.
It really is. I mean, Aaron, do you think that traveling to Australia and later to Mexico is going to become a problem for the Niners, who are often injured? That's a lot of miles. And they have games against, I think, the Giants and the Ravens. I think they play. It's
just like Sterling said, you already don't and refuse to address the elephant in the room, the injury elephant. You know, we know about the stupid substation, blah, 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 right? But now the Niners are already one of the most well-traveled teams because of where they're located, right? So anytime they have to travel somewhere, like especially the East Coast, it's huge. Yeah, huge. Like Sterling said, it's you got two games away from home.
Aliens.
And then the worst part about it is like they're probably going to get a couple Thursday night games in there too. So like not only are you going to have short weeks, but you're also going to have a ton of travel. And this team is already snake bitten with injuries, and nothing says bad injury recovery like sitting on a 20-hour flight to Australia, but they don't care.
I'm hoping that whenever the Niners play in Australia week 1, that probably will open the year unless they do I guess a back-to-back season opener where it's like somebody else, and whether it's the Seahawks or whether it's the Patriots rematch, whatever. I'm hoping if they make them play on Thursday in Australia, they allow them to play Monday, like 2 Mondays, and kind of give them the extra weekend to rest, because you can't ask a team to play on Thursday Night Football, which in itself is like 4 days off, but the travel's the worst part of it. Like the NFL needs to adequately prepare them to play Thursday than Monday to give them the extra rest between.
You're talking to me? Oh, you're talking to him.
It's not me.
Thursday night game after Australia game. I hope not. Talk about injuries. My God.
Why not go into a bye week? That's all I would say. Go into a bye. You're going to go to Australia? Go into a bye week after it.
It's like week 0 for college, but in the NFL.
Well, they're talking about having the Australia game be week 1, which is like,
I don't mind that though.
But still, it's like, I don't want to. I was hoping the Niners wouldn't travel anywhere other than Mexico. Like, why are they doing it twice?
Yeah.
Why twice? And the other thing too is this a thing where like ownership, front office, like puts in a petition of like, hey, we're down to travel twice if you guys need us to. Because, I mean, you can't imagine a team was like, volunteering to go, I want to go to Mexico and Australia or wherever. That's a lot to ask and to put on the players.
Do the Jaguars go to Europe twice, to London twice a year? I think so. But like that's the same place, and they've been doing it for like a decade now.
Yeah,
like you're not going. You're not going to Australia twice or Mexico twice. You're going 2 different places, and hopefully those weeks are staggered far apart, where it's not that big of a deal.
They said the Aussie game is time zone neutral. That's how what do you mean?
What?
What?
I mean, well, depending on what time they play change? At. Yeah, because I know like 6:00 p.m. for them is like midnight our time. So the game will probably be at like 1:00, which will be, I think, like, I forgot. I have to look at I see what he's getting at though. It kind of lines up. Who's the opponent?
Neutral that it doesn't favor either team is what he's trying to say.
Maybe. Who's the 49ers opponent in Mexico? We don't know yet. And we know it's down to the Rams, the Cardinals, and there was one more team.
Brought up the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. Gross. That would be weak. If it was Dolphins in Mexico, no, I'm telling you, if they want to get rowdy, it'd be Niners and Rams, which I don't think they will. Like Sterling said, it'll probably be Niners and Cardinals.
They also wouldn't do Niners, Rams in Australia, Niners, Rams in Mexico City. That would suck. Like I want one of those home games.
Right. I know. Like one of those games is going to be a home game that we lose. Not lose, but like we lose out playing at Levi's. Yeah. So,
and I'd rather lose the Cardinals game than the rest of them, to be honest with you.
So let me ask you this, you guys. You know, there was a lot being said about Seattle winning the Super Bowl, and not only that, but winning it at Levi's Stadium. Do you think that's the thing? I really don't give a shit. But some people were saying, well, that's a big deal, guys. I mean, like, they conquered your home. That's like, whatever the fuck their stadium's called, South.
Lumen?
Lumen South. I don't think it's a big deal. In fact, I'm predicting the Seahawks will not win back-to-back Super Bowls because I think they're going to let a lot of their players walk. Because they got a ton of them or a ton of them are hitting free agency. So I think their team is going to look different next year. It's still going to be a good team. But I don't think it'll be defensively. I don't think it'll be as good as it was this past season. I mean, they were just so locked in. But do you think the fact that they won the Super Bowl at Levi's, is that a thing the Niners have to overcome? Aaron?
It's funny it depends on the day you ask. Because I was thinking about this stream yesterday, and I was like, if we talk about this, sometimes I don't care, and then sometimes I do care. In the end, it doesn't really matter who won Super Bowl. We didn't win it. But it doesn't mean anything anymore. It's the off season. Who cares? Like they did it. It happened. There's nothing we can do about it. Right after the Super Bowl, I was pretty hot about it though, just because, but who cares now? It's just like,
who cares? I don't care. I've already moved on.
Yeah.
I think the rest of the NFL world has moved on too. Like the Seahawks won, and it was like the entire thing was wiped. Okay, whatever. Like, and he's moved on. Like, whether it's because of the way San Francisco lost them 2 weeks prior, or Amy kind of unplugging myself from the NFL playoffs after San Francisco cut their ass kicked. Like, I also, and I've been saying this for a long time, it's like the Niners didn't have a say. Like, they didn't say we're going to defend our home against a team in the Super Bowl. It was like, we have to get there first. So, like, whether it was Seattle or it could have been anybody, it could have been the Bears, it could have been Panthers. I wouldn't have been like, oh man, like the Broncos have already won there. A team's already beaten somebody else in the Super Bowl at Levi's Stadium.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah,
it's it's already tainted to me. So whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is not Mile High West. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean shit. So go ahead.
Sorry. Michael Irvin was talking about how like listless the Bay Area is, and how it was just nobody cared. It's just boring. Like everything about the Bay Area leading up to the Super Bowl was boring. I thought the game was insanely boring because at halftime, me and my mom went and watched the first 2 episodes of Rise of the 49ers. I caught up with the game with like 3 minutes to go. I'm like, oh, okay. That's how interested I was. So I kind of agree with Irvin and I kind of don't. But again, who cares?
It had one of the worst layouts possible. Like you want the place where you're playing the game to be the hub, right? Like you want it to be in the smack center of the area. Mm-hmm. And they're in San Jose, and they're in San Francisco, and they're in Santa Clara. Aaron, I don't know if you've been to the Bay Area very often, but like those are like 1.5-hour drives apart from each other, and you're having to get from one place to the other in a day's trip. Like so much traffic, a huge influx of people. I think what Irvin's getting at more so isn't like, oh, the Bay Area stinks. It's more of just like when you're that spaced out in what's supposed to be one of the biggest times of the year for the NFL and for the city. Like you can't even feel that excited because half the people aren't even in the same place at the same time. And like, really, I hate to say this, but like the Niners probably shouldn't host another one of these for a long time because it's too spaced out. Like,
it is. Everything should just be at Santa Clara. And exactly. I get it. They want to have it in San Francisco because that's the city. It's iconic. Sure. I know at Super Bowl 50, they had a lot of things at the Moscone Center and all that, but it was kind of like, why don't you just have it over there? I mean, like it's next to the stadium. Check this out. I wanted to bring this up.
They should have had it at the substation right next to it.
At the substation. That should have been an eating Subway. But no, so check this out. So I was at work, and all of a sudden my coworker, his girlfriend shows up with balloons and shit, right? This is before the Super Bowl. And she came to work, and she surprised him with tickets to the Super Bowl.
Nice.
And he is a diehard Patriots fan. He was there the entire time watching the Patriots get fucking smoked. And we were just like, and so next time I saw him at work, I wasn't going to say anything. Hey, look, I was at Game 7, Warriors and Cavs. You know, it sucks. I don't want to talk about it, you know? And so I was like, hey, what's up, man? He's like, hey, what's up? Yeah, we were ass. I'm like, hey, you brought it up, not me, okay?
I dumped her.
How
I tried to avoid
it.
I know. Well, the good thing for him was that they were, they don't have kids, they're not married, so they had money. But each ticket was
$5K probably.
It was just under $5K. I want to say it was like $4,600.
To think, I got mad at my wife for wanting to go see Harry Styles for $1,000 in New York, and I was like, hell no. Like, what the hell is that about? $5,000 for a ticket?
$5,000. Can you imagine that? Just to go see your team get the shit kicked out of them.
That is one reason why I don't like going to sporting events. Like, baseball is different to me because, like, baseball is its own thing. It's, like, meant for a hot summer day, whatever. Mm-hmm. But, like, I hate going to football games because, one, I'm so invested in the team and everything. And, like, baseball is faster now because the time clock and everything. But, like, if you don't get a good view, it's not a fun atmosphere, not a fun experience. But also, like, leaving a football game when your team loses, you're like, damn, we have 16 more of those puppies, and we better figure it out. For baseball, it's like, we have 161 left. We can turn it around. It's like, oh, shit, we just lost. Like, this may be over already, but, yeah, that would be terrible. That would be terrible.
I don't know if you guys remember the YouTuber Rob Shue. He used to do stuff with Grant and stuff. He was at Super Bowl the one in 19, I think. And
so Miami, yeah.
He was, I mean, he enjoyed his time. He sat down there and everything, but he was heartbroken. Like, he said it was just awful to leave that stadium after they lost. It was tough.
Which one
I
was
can't
this?
Imagine. 19.
Was that 54?
The first one against the Chiefs.
Yeah. In Miami, yeah.
So let me ask you guys, there was a tweet going around, and every time I saw it, I just get pissed off. But I was like, you know what? I really want to ask these guys what they think about it. So I don't have the tweet in front of me. I'm just going to say it straight up. Yes, the Niners have lost the past 3 times they've been to the Super Bowl. Out of those 3 times, which one of those 3, if you could pick one of those teams to win, which one of those 3 would you have picked? Sterling?
2023. The 2023 one had a great story built into it of revenge, of undoing what 2019 was and having a very similar roster with the same core. And you've added some new pieces in place, and you swap Joe Staley for Trent Williams, and you have Christian McCaffrey in place now, and he has an Offensive Player of the Year winning season, and Brock Purdy's playing an MVP finalist type year, and it finally feels like things are coming together, and you don't really know what's happening after the year because of free agency and guys you got to pay, and it felt like 2019 felt like, okay, this sucked, but like there'll be more to come. 2023 felt like, well, it maybe isn't the last time they can go. It felt like this may have been the last time they can get over the hump with this core. And I don't think it's entirely true, but it just felt like that was kind of the gut punch of like, damn, we had every right to win that game. Ample opportunity. Mahomes' opening second half interception to Jair Brown. The offense can't score. McLeod and Luter on the muffed punt. It was just like, good God, like we're just giving this puppy away. And it felt like they had that. To me was the best Niners team to not win a Super Bowl of the 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, that one was loaded with talent, all up and down the roster, and I still can't believe that Steve Spagnuolo was able to just shut down Kyle Shanahan's offense for most of that game.
Well, then Deebo got hurt. Kittle couldn't lift his shoulder up. It was a disaster.
And then McCaffrey fumbled on the opening drive. Like, he never fumbles, and he fumbles in the Super Bowl. Larry likes to point out he got too many touches and he wasn't 100% because he fumbled. He always says that. I'm like, I don't think that had anything to do with him being 100%.
What was the excuse this year when he had 400 touches?
I know. Well, and it's funny because, he's got 400 touches this past year, and then also this year he also made the comment of, I'd really like to have a running back that can share the load with me. If he's saying that, if Christian McCaffrey is saying that, the Niners need to look into getting somebody that they can lean on. I don't know if Jordan James is the answer. We only saw him carry a handful of times against the Seahawks, but Aaron.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's between
moving on.
Exactly. So 23 was, like Sterling said, best team we've had. I think you agree with that, Dre. Best team we were the better team by far against the Chiefs in that game, but it's slightly edged out by the one against the Ravens. My nephew is what is he, mid-30 this year? He'd never seen a Super Bowl victory, as most young 49er fans have not. And that was being that close, having them, we were both watching together, and then it did not happen. And just like the weird quietness after it, where me and him were just not talking. My brother's sitting right there, and he's like, I don't know what to say to you guys. I feel so awful. And I'm like, there's nothing to say, bro. Don't worry about it. That one was the worst because of who was there with me watching it.
That's the one Super Bowl I've cried after we lost. I was like 14 at the time, so I was young.
The Ravens one?
Yeah, and like Aaron's saying, like that was my first taste of like the Giants had just won their first World Series. I was like, oh my God, Niners are going to do it the year after. It's going to be great. And like that was kind of the first time the Niners had been like legitimately good for a fan like myself that was born in the 90s.
For a while.
Like they were terrible from like 2002 on. And it took them forever. And I didn't really remember the late 90s 49ers because I was like 3 years old. And so like I would agree, like being on the goal line and feeling like you have a Hall of Famer in the backfield, man, give it to him. And I don't know if it was the Kaepernick and Harbaugh thing of wanting to make him look good, whatever. But like I also think the journey to get there is what made it as emotional. Like they almost got destroyed by the Falcons, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I mean, they were
that
down
game was
17
ugly.
and they came
Right.
back. I think it was 17-3 and they came back and won that game, which
Yeah.
I remember that game. I was, and at that point in his career, Kaepernick was like just unbelievable. I mean, he was throwing like just absolute lasers to his
99 miles an hour on 5-yard flats, and you're like, bro, chill.
And then somehow they get in the red zone. They just couldn't fucking score. I mean, I couldn't believe it.
I talked to Larry Grant, and he was like, that game still haunts that entire team to this day.
Like, how'd they not get in the end zone? I was like, I don't understand. And not only that, but then like Harbaugh made a mistake too. I mean, the previous drive they scored a touchdown. What does he do? Go for 2. And I'm like, no, don't go for 2. Just kick the field goal. He went for 2 to try to get the lead. He missed, or they didn't get 2-point conversion, and they were down by 4. So then I want to say it was 4, and they had to score a touchdown. They couldn't tie the game up. And it was like, fuck, you idiot. Why did you do that?
You're gonna give Aaron Vietnam flashbacks if you keep talking about all the plays.
If I have to pick one of those 3 teams, for me, I mean, look, the Harbaugh team that one really hurt, but I think that, and this is kind of a weird answer, I almost don't want to pick that one because then that would alter the course of everything else after. Sure. If they win that Super Bowl, Harbaugh probably doesn't get fired. The whole team is on a completely different trajectory. They probably don't even make that move to get Anquan Boldin because they did that to try and get them over the hump. They might have said, no, we're not gonna get him. Let's go a different direction. I don't know. But that one hurt. That one stung. But I would say for me, it's 2023. It felt like that was supposed to be the year we won.
Yeah.
Then Dre Greenlaw got hurt, and it was like, what? What's going on?
Every time I watch that clip, it's like, how?
I had just gotten a Dre Greenlaw jersey for Christmas the month prior.
You jinxed him.
And I was wearing it on the day and was like, I gotta take this off.
Yeah.
Now we know who to blame, Dre.
I was like,
well, look, I'm gonna come, full transparency as well. I also made a huge fuck up that game. We were watching it as a family. We're at my brother-in-law's house. Hella people there, hella food. I got hammered. And I made a comment at the beginning of the game, and I think about it all the time. I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't have said that, But I told them, I was like, dude, if the Chiefs win this game, we're gonna be Patrick Mahomes' Bengals. We're gonna be his Bengals. And then not only that, but then the way he won it, he drove it down at the end of the game to win the game. I was like, fuck.
Do you know what's crazy is like you say. Like losing, or if we could reverse time and win in 2011 against the Ravens, like I wonder if, like, I do think that team still falls apart. Like you do have Alden Smith's off the field problems, Ray McDonald and his off the field problems, and Bruce Miller beating up grandmas and stuff. Like there's a lot of problems off the field with that team.
Damn you, Bruce Miller,
dude. And like, but I also think like, if they win the Super Bowl,
hey, you know what? He made all of his kicks, but he got the biggest one blocked. Like, what the fuck?
If they win that Super Bowl, do they fire Steve Wilkes?
No, they don't. I don't think they do.
Does that not lead us down the path of Nick Sorensen, or does Steve Wilkes last 2 years get fired and Saleh comes back anyways? Like
I think 2 years and gets fired. He gets fired because regardless, Saleh would have got fired anyway. So Shanahan would have been like, "Oh, cool, I can get rid of this guy and bring in my buddy." So I think they still would have done that. But the way that the Niners played defense on that final drive was atrocious. They were in like a prevent defense. And Patrick Mahomes basically did whatever he wanted. Now, it's funny we brought that up because one of the things that I wanted to show was this tweet right here, which is a quote from Fred Warner. I'm not going to read the whole fucking thing, but basically what he says is...
No, every word, please.
Well, everyone kept saying, Kyle should have known the rules. Kyle should have known the rules. Kyle should have known the rules. But when you hear what Fred Warner has to say, it changes the perspective a little bit. He says, no, we just got done on defense, stopping Patrick Mahomes and their offense from going down and scoring a touchdown to win the game. We were up by 3 points in the fourth quarter, and they went down on like a 15-play drive. I remember I remember being man to man with Travis Kelce on that third down. People forget about that play. On that third down before they kicked the field goal, he ran a corner route, which I had seen him run against Kyle Hamilton in the AFC title game the week before and scored a touchdown. So I knew the route he was running. Pat throws the ball. I barely tipped it away, and I get up, and I'm like, holy smokes, I'm fried. They kicked the field goal to tie the game, and I'm sitting there at the coin toss, and you can see I'm trying to catch my breath still. So our defense has to get right back out there to start the overtime. We're dead tired. Let our offense go out there and fight a little and give us a chance. And that was the whole reason why, people made a big fucking deal about, and I'm going to get hit with copyright. People are going to make they made a huge fucking deal about them not, that they should have kicked the ball, but their defense was just out on the field. Now you're asking a tired defense to go out there and do it again. And so I get that. I really do. Sterling, do you think, after hearing that, do you still think the Niners should have kicked that ball, or should they have received it in the overtime?
I think they should have kicked it. I know your defense feels cooked and everything, but it's more important to know what you have to do offensively. You talk about being prepared in any facet of life. You would like to know what the challenge ahead is. And the Niners didn't give the Chiefs the game because they could have scored a touchdown and they could have, put the Chiefs and made them have to tie it up or whatever. But even if San Francisco scores a touchdown, Casey's going for 2. They're going for the win. They're not playing back and forth. They're going for the win right there.
Yeah, they're going for the win.
Right. So it's I would have still kicked it. Okay, yeah, maybe your defense is cooked, but then we have to score a touchdown here. And even on top of that, again, you don't have Deebo Samuel. George Kittle can't move his shoulder. Your offense was in a good place either.
It didn't make a difference because at the end of the day, they couldn't stop them on their drive to win the game. So
yeah, hey, Spencer Burford, what are you doing, brother?
Yeah, who you blocking, dude? I mean, you can't let Chris Jones run.
Yeah,
if he wasn't there, I feel like he was looking at Jauan Jennings on that.
He's wide open. He's wide open.
But what's his name? Ayuk was wide open. Kittle was another option. But anyway, Aaron, kick or receive?
Man. I'm one of those people that's go
Defer.
for the win.
Defer.
Go for the win. And let's go win this thing. Let's go score a touchdown and win the game.
Okay.
So I understood Kyle's approach. It's funny. It was so much of a non-issue to me that I didn't care. And the only reason I've remembered it is because it's been brought up so many times. It didn't matter to me because at the end of the day, we're on defense at the end of that game on 4th down, and we have a chance to stop them and win the game. Yeah. And he runs and scrambles and gets whatever. And I'm just like,
that was the yeah.
As soon as that happened,
I was like,
I looked at my brother and said, "We're done. We're losing this game."
Yeah,
and we did.
That was the beginning of the end. When he went on that run and got the first down, I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Tommy Huxley with a $2 super chat says, "I cursed the Niners. I started playing guitar in 1994."
Tommy Huxley. I'm gonna start calling you Tommy Huxley like I used to.
Put down the guitar, brother. It's your fault. Everything's your fault, Tommy.
He's really good at guitar, though, so I like guitar. So
Niner Goat 16 writes, No. If 49ers score a touchdown, the Chiefs can rebuttal.
Yeah, they go for 2.
They can go for 2, but
let's be honest. It wouldn't matter had you scored on Jair Brown's interception on the ensuing offensive drive. How you scored in the red zone, the reason why it's a big topic is that was your final stand and you may have blew it.
Yeah.
But you had 17 other stands before that to score some points and you didn't.
I think, to be honest, I think if Shanahan could relive that Super Bowl, I think they win that game. I think he's progressed so much as a head coach that there's a lot of things he would have done differently. I mean, even in the first one against the Chiefs, at the end of the first half, he mismanaged the clock so horribly. I remember there was a shot of John Lynch in the box looking down saying, timeout. And he didn't take any timeouts. He let the clock run down. It was just really
So you didn't
weird.
You didn't love the back-to-back-to-back running plays that gave you like 35 yards on a running back draw on third down, and he went, "Oh crap, call timeout."
Yeah, it was just like, Kyle, what are you doing? He lost, like he completely lost focus on what needed to be done. I think he just got overwhelmed and just tripped out. Mr. Fish and Chip says, explain the Chiefs laughing and crackling at the decision then, because they won, they could talk shit. If they lost, you wouldn't hear them saying anything about it.
Yep, but that's true.
They won, so they were like, "Hey, by the way, they should have done this." Fucking
You're allowed to
idiots.
talk S when you win, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brock has gotten a lot better as a quarterback. Yeah, he still had that group of weapons. Yeah.
Like, history is written by the winners.
Yeah,
like, exactly. The Chiefs can talk and say anything they want to because they won. Had Niners won, we have a field day.
And let's talk about how we had nobody could get open in that game.
Yeah, I mean,
which led to Aaron's favorite player being drafted, Ricky Pearsall.
Bitch.
Ricky Pearsall. Okay, so not only did Fred Warner say that about that play, but he also went on a limb here, and he said that they're going to win a Super Bowl next season.
Good.
They're
not that far off.
They're not. And I'm sorry. Look, there's a lot of content creators out there that I love. I watch them all the time. Yeah. They're great. But the Niners are not that far off. People want to make you believe that they're like miles away.
They're one good draft and free agency off from being right back.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely,
they won
100%.
12 games and beat the defending Super Bowl champions with nobody. Like literally nobody.
If you have Kyle as your coach, and now you have Brock as your quarterback, and you have Fred, your couple of your pillars on defense back, you have a chance. They're at such a talent deficit right now that they need to infuse talent in this team in so many spots. But if they do that, which is totally possible, then they're right back in it. Like you said,
getting CJ West and Alfred Collins was huge.
Yep.
Because now you can further bolster the depth of that defensive line. Yep. And I think you do so by bringing in a big name free agent, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. But I think that's going to make things a lot better because now your interior.
JFN. John Franklin Myers.
Okay. So looking at what the Niners have lined up for the draft, these are their picks. They have a first round number 27. It's not bad. Second round pick, third round pick. They have 3 fourth round picks and a fifth round pick. And they've done really well in the fourth and fifth rounds.
Yep.
Not so much in the first round, which leads us to our next topic. If you are running this team, if they said, John Lynch, scoot over, Aaron and or Sterling, slide in, how are you looking at this?
I'm just.
How are you guys looking at this offseason? Do you covet that first round pick, or are you looking to trade that first round pick to get a premier player?
Aaron?
They miss all the time in the first round. So Mike, Gold Rush, you guys know who he is. He says, if you have a chance to get a premier player, a proven guy, and you have to give up a first rounder, he's like, it's a no-brainer. Just do it.
Do it.
I would. Absolutely, I would. Yes.
I think a lot of it depends on who the player is, obviously,
yes.
Which I know we'll get into in a second.
Yep.
You could always do the crazy route and trade back and get 16 draft picks and future ones on top of that if you get lucky.
I wonder who's that idea.
Yeah. Who did that?
What was it?
God. But no, look, I think a lot of what the Niners do in the draft, in the first round especially, hinges on the future of Mac Jones. Because if I can trade Mac Jones and get a pick below 50, right, and I'm somewhere in that 40s, late 30s range, depending on the Vikings and Jets.
That's a money round right there.
Like, if I can get another pick inside the top 100, and I can get another pick inside the top 45, Jets pick at 44, Vikings are around there as well, like, then I'm saying I have a first-round draft pick, I have 2 second-round draft picks, and I have a third-round draft pick, and then I have, 3 fourth-round draft picks I can mess around with and, trade up and down, whatever. Like, I think that, to me, like, if you can't trade Mac Jones, or let's say you don't get something that you like for Mac Jones in round 2, I don't hate the idea of trading back and trying to do what the Rams did last year with the Falcons, where if a team really loves a prospect and they're afraid somebody after you might take them, and you can get another first-round draft pick and maybe get a second-round draft pick and trade a third away. Like, I don't mind doing that. Just have some kind of movement to secure some compensation in the future and have 2 first-round draft picks in 2027 while also still maintaining your second-round pick depth behind it. I wouldn't hate that at all, but I know San Francisco really values that 5th-year option on their guys. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like, at least for the guy picked 2 years ago, their first one since Mac Jones, or since they picked Trey Lance, Ricky Pearsall, doesn't seem like he's going to get that thing picked up. So really, the best idea may be trading back from round 1 to round 2 and getting more compensation.
Okay.
Not for a player.
For me, look, the Niners have been shit at drafting the first and second rounds. If I have the opportunity to get a premier player, I'm going to trade that fucking pick. It's the number 27 pick anyway. It's not like it's a high, top 10 pick.
Yeah.
It's 27 , so there's a chance
but
you
will
could
another
miss.
team want that?
Well, who knows? Who knows? But let's go to the main topic, which is Maxx Crosby. The Raiders are reportedly the Raiders are reportedly seeking at least 2 first-round picks and a premium player in any potential trade for Maxx Crosby. If I'm the Raiders, why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you put that out there? Because You're not going to say, "Well, I would take a 3rd-round pick." No, you wouldn't say that. So here's the question: should the 49ers make this type of trade to acquire Maxx Crosby? If it's me, the answer is no. I would not make this trade to get Maxx Crosby. I think there are other options out there in free agency, and I think that you're still getting back Michael Williams. You have the potential to draft another defensive end, and if you really wanted to, you could bring back Bryce Huff, who I think would have a really good season with a healthy Nick Bosa. I love Maxx Crosby. I think he'd be a game breaker for the Niners. I think he costs them too much in resources and picks and money to get him to be a Niner. My answer is no on Maxx Crosby. Aaron.
Same. It's going to cost you a lot of money either way. And I know it's not the sexy guy to bring to the team because of his age too. But if you're going to pay an ass load of money and you don't have to give up picks, and I know like a lot of people are going to give me grief for this. If Trey Hendrickson is out there, I know you're trying to get younger pretty much everywhere. But if he's out there and you have a chance to sign him for 2-3 years, and you don't have to give up any type of capital for him, then that would probably be the smarter pick. He's proven, and last year he had the injury issues, but that would be more of the route I would take. I would not give up that much. Plus, like you said, we're like picking late. Why would the Raiders even want to do business with us anyways, considering that? So that's my thought on it.
Yeah.
You're about to tell me. I know.
Yeah, I truly don't understand the Niners and Maxx Crosby stuff. Last year, okay, it makes more sense, right? But the Niners decided to go in a different route. The Niners decided to go with the reset, kind of retool the cap and money and sign their own guys and try to build the next core. And now one off season later, which is funny to me because a lot of people in the content creating space are like, the Niners are far away. Are they are they a Maxx Crosby away though from not being far away from people's eyes? No. Like, I don't think Maxx Crosby makes them a legitimate Super Bowl contender. I think Maxx Crosby is a great player, but there is some health concerns. He's had 2 season-ending injuries the last couple of years, and I'll put that in quotations because the Raiders kind of played with him somewhat this year. But it's a big cap hit. You lose future draft pick compensation, and you got to lose Bryce Huff. Okay, so you have Max and you have Nick Bosa, but okay, cool. You got to trade more than a first-round draft pick. You want to trade a first and a second and then something else? Like, the Niners need to find the next core. And diverting from the path of doing so by getting Maxx Crosby, albeit a great player, is kind of a spit in the face of what they told us this past year of what they're trying to do. Yeah. So, no, I am a hard pass on Maxx Crosby.
I love Maxx Crosby, but to me, it doesn't make sense for San Francisco in their current state. If they made this move going into like 2023, fuck yeah, let's go. And I would rather have Maxx Crosby than Chase Young. I mean, or Jog Young. But
I'd rather have a first round pick edge rusher, if I'm being honest with you. It's cheaper, it's cost controllable, and you're going to lose Bryce Huff in a year at least. Find a legitimate 3-down player instead of trading for a 28-year-old guy that has injuries. Makes no sense.
Let's look at some of the trade proposals that have been put out there for this trade. Which none of them are ever going to make any sense. I look at these and I go, how? I
love
the great
Maxx
Wayne
Crosby
Breezy
for Jaya Brown.
Yeah, the great Wayne Breezy said,
great guy.
A 2026 first, a 2027 second, and a 2027 third. I don't think that gets it done. I don't think so.
I think that would.
Sterling, you're done. Massively out of focus.
God, what's
happening? Put you back in the
well,
corner.
Well, zoomed out.
Do you think this trade proposal? Do you think this gets it done, Aaron?
No.
Sterling, just a quick yes or no. You don't have to break it down.
Yeah, I do.
What? You do?
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think Maxx Crosby is worth 2 first-round draft picks in a player. He's not Micah Parsons.
No, he's not. But I think you have to start with that if you're the Raiders. And honestly, I think if you're Clinton Kubiak, I'd be like, I got to trade this fucking guy. Like, I need to get more players in. I need to get more draft picks in. I need to rebuild this team. I can't rebuild. I can't build around this guy. He's passes. To me, he's. You could say he's past his prime, even though he's really good. But like, he's not at that young age of like 26, 25. He's 28. Yeah, 22. What about this one? This is from Mr. Chase Sr. Love him or hate him. He says Maxx Crosby and a 5th-round pick for Ricky Pearsall, a 2026 first-round pick, which is pick number 27, and a 2027 second-round pick. Do you think that this trade gets it done? Sterling?
No.
No, there's no way. They'd be like, I don't want him. Thank you.
Also, if you're the Niners, so hear me out. In this trade scenario, you want to let Jauan Jennings walk. You want to let Brandon Ayuk go. You're going to trade Ricky Pearsall and your first-round draft pick, and then a future second-round draft pick, and walk into the year with Demarcus Robinson, Jordan Watkins, Jacob Cowing, and Junior Burgeon, and be like, "Oh, figured it out!
We got it!"
Like what?
Aaron,
Larry says he'd get the most value if we traded him now because we won't get any value if we trade him next year. Ricky Pearsall. I listened to something of his.
Look,
but
they're not going to trade Ricky Pearsall. I keep hearing that being brought up. They're not going to trade him. They're not. He's a first-round pick.
Larry and Grant started that whole thing, guys.
Well, because they're mad at him and they're like, dude, trade this guy, get him out of here. But no one's going to want that.
Grant doesn't care because he's not a Niners fan. No. Larry's very mad at him.
Joseph Ehrenberg says the Niners are literally one of the worst teams. They need another 3 off seasons to even be a contender. To maybe be a contender. No, I don't think so. But this trade here, I don't think gets it done. However, I mean, I guess if you look at Pearsall's numbers, I mean, best separation win rates when lined up on the outside, Pearsall.
Yeah, so trade 3. That guy. Trade that guy away.
Did you show Larry this? Like, hey, Larry, he has separation,
what?
19%.
It's so funny to hear Niner fans like, we don't have speed, we don't have separation. You're right. So trade the one guy that went healthy, who I know hasn't been healthy, that can actually have speed and separate.
That's the part of the argument that just kills me, though, is like, he's not ever healthy.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to hear what he can do if every time he steps onto the field, he gets a boo-boo, he's got to miss 11 games. Now, I do realize that a PCL injury is a very severe injury. But I also
now you do. During the season, you're like, oh, rub some dirt on it.
Well, I mean, according to other,
called a princess for 8 months.
He is like he's still princess until proven otherwise. No, but like
he says, Pearsall statue will be on crutches outside Levi Stadium.
Pretty good.
Dancing.
The thing that here's the thing though. What's up with the off-season videos, bro?
Oh, I know.
He's healthy now, man.
I know, but I want to be like, every time I see it, I'm like,
he was shooting hoops in the locker room while he was hurt.
I think I think part of it is he's got a little bit of a pain tolerance issue.
Maybe, yeah.
I think some guys.
I mean, I know I do, but I'm not an NFL player, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're just normal pedestrians. We're not making millions of dollars. When you go with the Fred Warner playing through what he played through the previous year, and which had to hurt like a mother, And then you have a guy that has a PCL injury. Then, he's talking about it. And like, it just, I don't know, man. I do definitely think he's a little bit on the soft side when it comes to just not being able to play through stuff. But who knows? He's got one more year to prove it, guys.
Yeah. Year 3 is the biggest year of his career.
And he probably will watch. He'll have a breakout year, or he'll have it next year on his 4th year, and then they'll be like, oh, now we got to resign him, and then he'll go somewhere else. Okay, so here's another trade I wanted to run by you guys, because I think that this is maybe a little more feasible. Okay?
Uh-oh.
Justin Jefferson. Trading Mac Jones, a first-round pick, and a 2027 second-round pick to get one of the most elite receivers in the league in Justin Jefferson. An area in which the Niners need to improve on. And their biggest asset trade-wise is Mac Jones. One of the biggest issues the Vikings have is they don't have a quarterback. J.J. McCarthy sucks. But is it worth trading your star receiver to get a quarterback that may or may not be the answer moving forward? I mean, he had a good year with San Francisco. We saw what Sam Darnold did under Kyle Shanahan, and now he won a Super Bowl. So will you be getting a guy like Sam Darnold, but better in Mac Jones? But do you give up Justin Jefferson for that? Or is this more like, hey, I give you Jordan Addison for this? Sterling?
I'll just ask you one question. Do you know how much cap space the Vikings currently have?
No, I do not.
According to Over the Cap, they have around $43 million in cap space. Do you know what trading Justin Jefferson would cost them against the cap before June 1st?
Or what?
$46 million.
So they can't even trade him.
No. I don't know why this is even a conversation. Why would a team...
But he gets separation.
Who cares? My ass cheeks separate from the toilet seat. You don't see me asking for a trade. Like, come on. Like,
I mean, he wasn't in the top 5 on that list.
Why would the Vikings... As I go unfocused again, why would the Vikings trade their
the
best...
the visual you just put in my mind. Thank you.
Like, why would the Vikings trade their best wide receiver with the rookie quarterback, knowing that guy might not be good, and be like, oh, Mac Jones, who's he throwing to? Jalen Naylor's a free agent. Jordan Addison's getting DUIs every 6 months.
Yeah.
Let's trade our best receiver and lose cap space in the process. Yeah, Niners. No.
Aaron,
God.
Would you make this trade? Would you entertain this trade? And look, I will say this: the rumor that Jefferson might look to go to the Seahawks, that scares me.
It's not going to happen.
They can't afford him.
No,
they're about to give JSN a fat contract. They're like, oh, let's bring on Jefferson's contract as well. Oh, fuck. But Aaron, what do you think?
I didn't know the cap situation that Sterling just explained. So hell no, like it's not going to happen. And I don't even think if the cap wasn't a situation. That's just not enough capital pick-wise to give up a guy of his caliber for, I know Larry's saying that you can win a Super Bowl with Mac Jones, and he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He gets on the right team. I still don't think it garners that kind of, for them to send a guy like Justin Jefferson back. So no.
Why wouldn't the Vikings ask, like, that's a Maxx Crosby-esque trade package for Justin Jefferson, who's not top 5 at his position. He's the best guy. If the Vikings are trading him, they're getting Mac Jones, 2 first-round draft picks, Ricky Pearsall, and the blow-up doll in someone's office. Like, they're asking for everything.
Oh my God.
Like, they're not taking Mac Jones and a second-round draft pick saying, oh, I hope it works. Like, no, they're saying, give me your entire franchise. You can keep the substation. Everything else is ours. Like, no.
Okay.
No.
It's not a realistic situation.
So we talked about this trade scenario. What about this scenario? This is something that a lot of Niner fans have been talking about, been very vocal about. Deebo Samuel.
Oh, God. Shoot
Greg
me.
Rosenthal said, I can absolutely see Deebo Samuel coming back to the 49ers on a 2-year, $12 million deal because he doesn't have a market elsewhere. Do you think the Niners would shock you if San Francisco brought back Deebo Samuel? Aaron.
They'd be going against everything they said they needed to do this offseason if they brought him back. He's fragile. He's injury prone because he took a lot of abuse during the early part of his career. His work ethic, as far as keeping himself healthy, has been a known problem. And then just, what does he have left in the tank? So no, not on any part of that. No.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, look, Deebo for a 1-year deal. I can see Niner fans being like, yeah, why not? Whatever. But it's like, okay, like, what does he offer to you now that he didn't 2 years ago? Like, he's almost the exact same guy. He's going to get older. There's more tread on his tires. The big argument I've seen is, well, he's better than what you currently have. Yeah, that's a problem. So you're going to regress back to what you formerly had? That doesn't make sense. You want to get new, fresh guys with some speed that can separate, that are 26, 25, on cheap-ish or don't mind middling contracts, not Deebo Samuel for $12 million, so you have him signed till he's 32 years old. No.
Those are the same people that were complaining the year before that he was on the team.
Yep.
And then he needed to go, and now you want to bring him back? Doesn't make
And don't forget the way things ended with him on Twitter, on social media, calling out the quarterback and the head coach and being, no, that wasn't, it wasn't what I was doing. No, it's exactly what you're doing. You complained about not getting touches in a down year because you thought you were the superstar, when in fact, you were getting the most touches in a down year, which led to the down year offensively because you aren't a superstar. Like, he's going to complain. And I love Deebo. His time here was awesome when he was in his prime. One of the best Niner seasons ever by any player of all time in this era of San Francisco 49er football. That's time is gone. Like, and on top of that, you are trying to beat the Seattle Seahawks. What do you have to do to beat the Seattle Seahawks? Get guys open downfield, spread their defense out, get guys in passing lanes, and kind of get guys off the line of scrimmage, out of the box, so you can potentially have checkdowns for Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle. You want to grab the checkdown merchant? Like, I mean, come on. Like, he can't separate at all. There's no speed there. Seattle will put all 11 guys in the box and say, hey, line it up, brother.
I could see them bringing him back because they're not going to re-sign Jauan Jennings. I don't think they will. It wouldn't shock me if they did, but I just don't think that he's the type of talent you want to give a lot of money to. I think if they are able to acquire a premier receiver, then I think that they would be open to bringing him back as like their number 3, number 4 receiver. I do.
But would you like that?
I don't know, but I don't think he has much of a choice. So it wouldn't shock me at all if the Niners brought him back. It really wouldn't. But what if the Niners said, okay, we need speed, we need a playmaker. What about Tyreek Hill? I mean, the guy is physically, he has all kinds of talents. Mentally, a little weird. But this guy's a burner. This guy would stretch the field. This guy would get separation. How would you feel about Tyreek Hill being a 49er? Aaron?
Go ahead, Aaron.
Only if it's a team-friendly deal. If he's coming here to try to win and he's already gotten paid, he's done his thing down in Miami, could I say yes to this? But he's coming off a pretty serious knee injury. He's definitely on the downside of his career, and he brings a ton of baggage. So it would have to be a situation where, like, 1 year, we're just going to bring you in specifically to try to get us to open up things downfield on top of whoever we might draft or bring in. But that would be the only way. If you're doing it because you think he's going to solve a problem and do something to make this receiving core all of a sudden be good enough to beat the Seattle Seahawks, then no. But it would have to be a 1 year, hey, come in for, I don't even know how many million he would take, but that would be the only way.
Sterling.
Yeah, I can go through a laundry list of reasons why not to bring in Tyreek Hill. Yeah, he has speed, but it's off an injury. He'll be 32 this year. And I'll just start in 2014 to make it really simple for you guys. 2014, arrested for choking and punching his pregnant girlfriend. 2019, child abuse investigation. Charges were not filed. 2023, a lawsuit of allegations of hitting a employee at a marina. 2024, sued by a model for allegedly breaking her leg and was detained by police for a traffic violation. 2025, his ex-wife allegedly or alleged that Hill abused her 8 separate times. Sorry, I don't want a walking legal ramification waiting to happen and a guy that ended up in handcuffs rather than catching footballs on Sunday. He's a terrible human being. I don't want him on my team. He's an abuser. He's a piece of garbage. I don't care what he can do for you. He shouldn't be in the NFL.
But still,
he's a terrible person. I don't care. He's terrible. I don't care what you can do. I don't care how fast you can run. He's a terrible human being. When you're abusing men, when you're abusing women that are pregnant and you're maybe abusing children, you should be in prison, not playing in the NFL. No, not a chance.
But I mean, you heard Dante Whitner. He said, we need some more dogs in here.
Not domestic violence dogs. God.
But that usually kind of is in the
physical specimens that will play good football.
We talk about dogs. What about CJ Gardner-Johnson? Because we need help at safety. There's also a possible trade with Minkah Fitzpatrick for the Dolphins.
I like that better.
Minkah's old though, man. And
he's old. He's had some miles on there.
He's a veteran though. They need a veteran.
We just said that. Okay,
but you can free up $60 million in free agency and just have at it with the guys that pick at the litter instead of trading away draft picks.
That's true.
I just don't see a lot.
No, you're right. You're right. I thought he was a free agent. I didn't realize he was needed to trade.
No, you need to trade for him. I just don't see a lot of guys in the receiving core that are out there that you'd say, man, that's a guy. We get him in here, we'll make a difference. I mean, you're looking at. I mean, there's
Wando Robinson, Jalen Naylor, two guys I like.
I hate the what's the guy from the Packers?
Romeo Doubs.
Romeo Doubs.
Concussion Central.
Romeo Doubs with the big old helmet. I mean, there's Dami Brown. No. Deebo Samuel, probably not. Christian Kirk, maybe he's 29.
Christian Kirk is actually pretty good, but he's just older.
What about Mike Evans?
No.
What about the guy?
That's like getting another Jauan Jennings, basically.
There's also 5 wide receivers in the draft from round 1 to round 4 you can pick up that wouldn't be Mike Evans, obviously, but would fill the role.
Alec Pierce?
He's going to cost you $32 million a year, but he's perfect for the Niners and really every team in the NFL.
Yeah,
but
he would cost a ton of money.
If it was me, I would sign Jalen Naylor, and I would at least entertain the thought of bringing in Wando Robinson to have that gadget player if you want him that bad. I don't want to draft a gadget player like KJ Concepcion in round 1. I don't want
great
that.
Last name, by the way, KK Concepcion.
It's a great name.
What about Alec Pierce? I think he's going to be too much.
Aaron already has that.
Oh, he did?
Dre's not paying attention.
So I'm trying to do multiple things at once right now. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't
Usually
know.
I'm the one that's not paying attention, so you're good.
Like, there's guys like Denzel Boston. You can go to the guy, I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head, but the guy from Notre Dame. You can go to Alabama and get Jeremy Bernard, who's pretty much Jauan Jennings, Elijah Surratt, similar builds of Jauan from Indiana. I don't know. Like, really, I think if you're talking about signing or acquiring one of the Colts receivers, I think Michael Pittman could be out there. They're going to re-sign Daniel Jones, it seems like, and they're going to try to bring back Pierce. They'll have to cut Pittman to fit that in the cap. So, like, that could be a good, solid kind of 1B, 2-way option for the Niners instead of paying big money or making a big trade.
Well, and then there's talk about that George Kittle might be back for week 1. He's saying that.
Yeah. What do you guys make of, and this has kind of been thrown around, and I like the idea of it, Kyle Pitts, of like coming off a really good season, albeit a lot of his production was in 2 games, but there's a reason why a lot of people like him. A lot of people thought that Niners at 3 were going to take him in 2021. That didn't happen. He kind of fits that receiver body, plays tight end. He's a good pass blocker. Maybe he can free up Kittle or vice versa. He can play the big slot free if he has to. Like, would you rather than paying big money for a receiver or signing 2 receivers, rather just sign Kyle Pitts to a big deal? And that way you have him for a long time. He's Kittle's replacement, if you will. And then you have a good pass blocker, and also you have a big receiver that you can run 12 and 13 personnel if you really want to. I
would be open to signing him if he's open to playing receiver, because when Kittle comes back, he's going to be like, well, I'm the tight end. Sure. You know, and I don't think Kyle Pitts wants to be like, oh yeah, I'll be that blocking tight end. I don't think that's going to happen.
You essentially could kind of become a hybrid Jauan Jennings tight end guy.
Yeah, if he says, he was, I'll play receiver, then that's great. And I think having Raheem Morris is an advantage in getting a guy like Kyle Pitts. But I would love if they got a guy like Kyle Pitts.
It would.
Let's take a look at a trade proposal from the other side of the pond, from a Raider fan. So you think our proposals are out of control? Wait till you see some of these from like other fan bases where it's
like Bosa, Warner, Trent Williams.
Let me see, where is that right here? Yeah, it's the only one I found. It would be trade idea. The Raiders receive Fred Warner. Niners receive a 2027 second round pick, a 2028 second round pick, and Jeremy Chin.
First of all,
So stupid.
him in that Raiders jersey is sacrilegious. Are they? Did somebody get dropped on their head as a child? Like, what are we doing here?
As somebody who, as a child, got their head put in a ceiling fan on accident, I'm not even that dumb. Like, that's insane.
I feel really bad.
Fred
Isn't that
Warner,
awful?
Fred Warner would cost more than Maxx Crosby in a trade, and you're getting Jeremy Chin and 2 second-round draft picks, and that aren't even this year. It's in 2 and 3 years away.
No, yes, this is stupid. What about this trade, or not trade, but this talk about signing Tyler Linderbaum as your center? And I'd be open to doing this, but it feels like the Niners are so committed to Jake Brendel. Like, they must love Jake Brendel. He must be like the warmest, coolest guy on the planet because
he's really nice. He's a really nice guy.
They love this guy. But Linderbaum is going to be is a free agent. What do you guys think about Tyler Linderbaum? Sterling?
I mean, who doesn't love the best center in football? However, the Niners think they have the best center in football. So it's not going to happen.
He's a former Pro Bowler.
Hey, second time All-Pro, baby.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think any team would love to sign Linderbaum. His market's going to be crazy. His market's going to be like, you're talking more than Drew Dahlman got last year for the Bears, and he had a big impact for Chicago, and I think Linderbaum can have that too. I do wonder why the Ravens are letting him out the building. Like, this doesn't happen often. You don't see like legitimate, like 10-year pro, future, perennial Pro Bowler centers on the market very often. So when you do, the Sharks come to feast. So I don't think it's going to happen. It'll be Jake Brendel. You just better hope they figure out left guard, because if they don't, night on the Niners' chances of ever going to a Super Bowl with this offensive line they currently have.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to have him. I just don't think it's going to happen. Aaron, what do you think?
Yeah, the Niners aren't going to shell that kind of money out for offensive line. They don't think offensive line is a priority. And all of a sudden they're going to change it up and be like, yeah, we're going to spend most of our cap money on a center. That's not happening. And
I don't think so.
That's too bad, because they talk about change and what they want to do and they want to get better. But until a move like that happens in an offseason, where they actually legitimately do something like that, like they made a trade for a center and be like, okay, they're not playing this time.
But they got to make a move, because here's the thing. How many 4th and 1s are we going to watch where they just don't run the ball up the middle? They're better at quarterback sneaks up the middle than they are just handing the ball off and running it up the middle for a first down. They can't do that.
True.
Yeah.
And
so
that's Jake Brendel.
This is something I've gone back and forth on, because I just told you I don't think they're going to go sign Linderbaum.
Pitts is a free agent, so.
Well, he's not. He can be franchise tagged.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So he might be a free agent. Who knows? But the Niners have been adamant of, we don't believe we have to pay big money for offensive line unless there's a true game changer. Do you think Linderbaum, despite having Brendel in that as a kind of big fork in the road for them, is Linderbaum enough of a game changer for them to say, we can do this? No. And that can be one of the big guys. Or are you saying he ain't that big of a game changer for Chris Forrester and company to say, no, we're good? They
need to get better in the trenches. They need to upgrade at O-line, because they're going against guys or teams like the Rams, the Seahawks, and what's their biggest thing is pass rush. And you have an offensive line that you're not going to resign Spencer Burford. I'm sorry. He's going to get like Jalen Mahoney money and fucking go play for the Vikings or whoever. And
Jalen Mahoney? You mean Jalen Moore?
Jalen Moore, sorry.
Not the safety who can't make the roster.
He's going to get Jalen Moore money. And look at Jalen Moore got a fat contract. Aaron Banks got a fat contract. I bet you Spencer Burford's going to get something like that as well. And they saw what he did when he came back from injury, how he made a difference on the offensive line this past season. So I would imagine he's gone. And you could say, well, then they got to draft one. But how good have they been at drafting offensive linemen? I mean, like Connor Colby, we thought, oh, we found a gem. No, he sucked. He was terrible.
7th rounder.
I know, but still.
Okay, it's a little misleading to say a 7th rounder that started a couple games for you was terrible. He's an NFL backup. That's fine. He's 7th rounder.
I mean, okay.
Your bigger thing should be Aaron Banks, who didn't play much. When he played, he had one good year. Then he got paid $72 million for the Packers.
Crazy. And
Like,
he had a
the Niners-
horrible season.
Like the Niners have actually gotten their backups paid. Burford will get paid. Moore will get paid. Banks started, but he'll get paid. Already got paid. Like other teams do like the Niners offensive linemen, which makes no sense to me because when they play here, they're not very good. But like people do like them a lot. But
They do.
I also do wonder, like the Niners signed Alex Mack. They had Weston Richburg. Like they spent money in this regime on centers. Brendel got an extension, but it's not like he's paid a lot of money. He's super cheap. You're not going to hurt yourself by cutting him. So I do wonder if that may be in the cards. And it really would be such a big improvement. Brendel's like the 18th best center in football at times.
It's one of those things too. Like if they're going to make maybe one or two big moves in free agency and then, do a bunch of depth pieces, Linderbaum would be the perfect guy. Cause then it would be like, okay, we're one step closer to being able to go into Seattle and actually block their front. Do you see him going in and playing left guard?
No.
And keeping him, or
You don't sign a guy like that and be like, you could go play guard. I think he takes over center. Brendel probably gets cut because, they try to save money on the cap, or he just sits on the bench.
What are you doing to left guard then? You drafting
That's the other thing. I can tell you what they're going to do. There's a guy by
Sign
the
a
name
veteran.
Ben Barch. That's what they're going to do.
Sign him. Nick Zakel.
They're going to roll out Ben Barch and cross their fingers that he doesn't get hurt because that's all he ever does.
Trip coming out of the tunnel week 1, and he's going to break his leg.
What'd you guys
They should go draft Bo Stevenson or Jennings Dunker from Iowa, and then go sign somebody like John Simpson. Have a veteran, have a rookie, have Connor Colby in the room. Let them duke it out.
Anybody's better. Anybody's better than Brendel. I go sign John Cena. I don't care. Anybody can play center better than
offensive line. I weigh about as much as
see him.
They can't see him. You know what?
John Cena, the only invisible offensive lineman out there.
I would love for the Niners. I would love them to get Trey Hendrickson. People were saying, what about Boye Mafe? I don't think that's no. He's been kind of a letdown except for this past season. He had a good season, but
that is their bread and butter, though. First round
Still.
draft picks, second round draft picks that aren't reaching potential. Cody Pay's out there too. Lanky guys. Man,
Chris
Koseric's looking his chops, man.
I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that you can go and sign, but I mean,
Jalen Hawkins is a free agent at safety.
Jimmy Ward, although he's got some legal troubles. There was some talk about Leonard Floyd. I don't think he comes back. I don't think they bring him back.
No more of those guys.
What about Joey Bosa? What about Joey Bosa?
No,
too expensive. He was healthy for all of last year. He's not going to be healthy. He comes to San Francisco.
I think Yetur
Gross
Matos
don't stay
is
healthy
gone.
2 years in a row. Oh, most definitely.
Hassan Reddick, too old.
Is he even a scheme fit?
Not really. And then
the Niners are all about scheme fits.
It's all about scheme fits.
And it should be.
And then, did you guys see this news? Oh shit!
Oh.
That Brian Fleury is now the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks. This is a stretch for me. When they did this, I was like, really?
Traitor.
This is the guy you sought out after winning the Super Bowl? I don't know.
I'm going to call him what Punk said to The Rock, you bald fraud.
But, I mean, I just, again, this is Seahawks spending. They're like, hey, let's just bring in Brian Fleury. He's worked under Kyle Shanahan. He knows their system.
Oh, we have not breaking news, but, interesting news at least. Guess who is a new part owner of Leeds United America?
I know, Parag Marate.
No. Maxx Crosby.
What?
Maxx Crosby is now a part owner of Leeds United with the San Francisco 49ers.
That's happening. They're going to make a trade.
Sound the alarm.
Sound the alarm. It's happening right now.
You're going to have 70,000 people go live.
Yeah.
And they're all going to lead with the same story. What does this mean?
What does this mean? Leeds.
Yeah.
I got the lead right here. But no, I mean, I know you don't like it, but I would love Trey Hendrickson matching up him with Bosa.
He's just older, man, and he had an injury last year. He didn't come. You should care.
It's
about getting younger.
This guy's got a motor.
Okay, how about this, Sterling? Maybe his injury stuff and whatever brings his value down. If he's a good value signing,
sure.
Same thing with
he's the best edge rusher on the market.
He is
From a resume standpoint. Why would he take less?
I don't know. Maybe teams.
No, he won't take less.
No, of course
you're
he's gonna
signing him to like a 2 or 3 year deal. You're just going to bite the bullet and say, "Hey,
what if
I
what
like
if
his
the
work
Niners
ethic."
sell him
and
on
put him
like,
out there.
hey, if you get here, you're part of like we're gonna get right back at it.
I would say this: out of the free agents that are available, like Arden Key is out there. I think that's.
I love
another,
Arden
I'm so sick of these
I'm
freaking.
so sick of hearing that. Kyle Van Noy is out there.
He's like 37, bro. He's a grandfather.
He's 35, actually.
Bradley Chubb.
Chubb
Who
could
else
make
is out
sense.
there? Yatir Gross-Matos, kick rocks. I'm not going to pay you anything.
John Franklin Myers is the guy on the interior from Denver.
Out of the edge rushers, your best options are Joey Bosa or Trey Hendrickson.
They're gonna go with like Kwity Paye and Boye Mafe, all these guys that didn't reach their potential elsewhere. They're gonna go for those Clelin Ferrells, the Arden Keys.
We're gonna bring them in,
maximize them.
or Kasarik is gonna bring them in and not do jack shit with them.
What?
Or what's the guy from
We're gonna teach him to never play the run.
Ojanobi, or what was that guy? He came out of Georgia. He was a defensive end. He played for the Giants, and then he got traded. And everybody was like, "Oh, the Niners should go out and get this guy. He's got potential."
Aziz Ojulari.
Yeah, Aziz Ojulari. I'm so sick of that name too. He hasn't done anything.
What about the corner from the Seahawks that Larry seems to think
Tariq Woolen?
Yeah.
No, I would not. No.
He's just big, which is nice. He's a big physical player, but he's an idiot. Like he's like legit an idiot.
He's an idiot. Here's the thing: is that I wouldn't spend money on a corner. I think what you have is just fine in Renato Green and
they're going to trade him.
What?
They're going to trade
They're
him.
going to trade Green though.
They're not going to trade Green. That's another.
Arian Grant said they have big following, so it must be true.
That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
I mean, they might discuss it because the only thing I can think of is that he's coming into year 3. The play was up and down, but he did like get into pretty like public back and forth with Kyle in the playoffs and against the Cardinals and got benched for a short period of time. Like there have been some
he benched him and then Luter gave up a touchdown. I was like, thanks a lot, Kyle.
Maybe you can replace Darrell Luter Jr. and not Renato Green.
Here's another one too, you guys. The Packers have an edge rusher in free agency, possibly Rashawn Gary. That would be good.
Is Kingsley? Is it Enagabe? Is that his name? I'm forgetting his name. But it's Kingsley something, I think, that might also be a free agent.
But I don't think Rashawn Gary is actually a free agent yet. I think they're talking about like cap casualty kind of player.
I also just don't think he's that amazing, if I'm being honest. He's fine, but
Larry loves him. He did a whole video about him.
Larry's fast. Larry
can get separation against the corners. Okay, so as we round things out on the show, we talk a lot about the different trade rumors and players. If you were piecing together your offseason plan, and it doesn't have to be detailed because we're just doing a podcast, but if you had to say, okay,
I'm gonna get my 9 pie charts.
This.
Let me bring up my 2-page draft.
Like, if you're going off-season playbook here, like, okay, this is what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and get X, Y, and Z. What is your off-the-cuff off-season playbook or plan? Let's start with Sterling because he's probably already thought about one.
I have done like 19 stick to the models so far when I'm laying in the bed. I think I'm going to sign John Franklin Myers. I'm going to sign Jalen Naylor. I'm going to try to add an edge rusher in the first round, maybe TJ Parker from Clemson. You want to find the other third down edge rusher opposite Nick Bosa. You're going to bring back Bryce Huff, pick up his option. He's really cheap. I don't care what anyone says. No reason to cut him.
$16 million is a lot of money.
So he's really good when he's healthy, and he was healthy all year last year.
But you could try to re-sign him and use that money towards like a Jauan Jennings and trying to convince him to sign it.
Yeah, but you can also go draft 2 Jauan Jennings in the draft class. Jennings was a 7th round draft pick for a reason. Like there's Jeremy Bernard, Elijah Surratt from Indiana. Like this draft class for receivers is loaded. You can find starters on day 3. I don't think Bryce Huff is $16 million. His cap hits $5 million this year.
He has a player option of he has an option for like 16 million or 15 million or something like that.
Aren't the Eagles paying half of that again? Maybe I'm wrong, but Yeah, like
if Cal Chipto's right, he's only $5 million. Then I would just bring him back. Why not?
Yeah, I keep.
I think
I would keep him.
like you're looking to add, not subtract from the good parts of the team.
Yep.
Bryce Huff, for as bad as the defensive line
I mean, he didn't have a sack after week 7, I think.
But it's not his role to be a 3 down player. He's playing out of his role.
He's a specialty player. He's supposed to only come up.
So like, again, you got to stay healthy, obviously. But if you have Bosa and you add in Michael and you have Keon White and you have Bryce Huff and you go add a first-round edge rusher, you're in a good spot. At least on the defensive line, you go sign John Franklin Myers. You fix the interior. You have 3 guys in there that like Collins and West and John Franklin Myers. You could bring back Kalia Davis. He wasn't great, but at least he was healthy all year. And like there's a lot of room they can do. But I would just say, I told Larry this. I think I told you guys this too. Sign offense, draft defense. You spend on the offense, you protect Purdy, go get your playmakers. You got to keep that defense young, got to keep that core growing. You have Michael, you have Collins, you have West, you have Green, you have Stout. You think you have Mustafa, go draft the safety, go draft another cornerback, go draft a linebacker, go draft 2 defensive line players. That defense has to stay young while you're paying Purdy, while you're paying Kittle, while you're paying Trent and Christian McCaffrey. They got to stay young. So pay for offense, draft defense.
Pitts or Linderbaum, one of them. I would love to have both of them. They couldn't afford that, but I agree. Like offensively in free agency is where you need to do things, especially if you can upgrade one of your skill positions like Pitts and maybe bring in a guy like Linderbaum. I agree with Larry. I was watching, I think, the stream with you guys the other day about bringing in drafting a pass rushing defensive tackle. I would love to get a really good interior rusher, because I think we have 2 really stout guys in West and Collins, right? Mm-hmm. And then also focus on safety, like you said, defense. Focus on safety in the draft as well. They got to get themselves a rangy, quick, free safety that can make moves down, can move downfield and allow a guy like Mustafa to play closer up to the line of scrimmage, you know what I mean? Like where he should be. So yeah, if they can make 1 or 2 plays in free agency offensively, whatever combination that is, and then go right into the draft and be like, okay, one of our priorities here is just like you said, add to the core, safety, interior defensive tackle, linebacker, pass rusher, like it's all needed. So yeah, I agree a lot with Sterling on this one, just maybe not as eloquently.
Yeah. I would love Alec Pierce. I think he's going to be way too expensive for the Niners.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go full
blow
retard.
Up the substation.
I'm going to go full retard. And I say that, no offense.
Substation.
I just got done watching Tropic Thunder the other day. Nobody goes full retard. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now. I'm just going to go full retard, and I'm going to sign Trey Hendrickson, and I'm going to sign Tyreek Hill, and then I'm going to look to fill and get more depth in the draft. But realistically, though, I think the receiver position is where they really have to upgrade. Will it be through the draft? I don't know. Maybe they draft a receiver at 27. I don't know. They could go for offensive line, which they probably won't. But I could see them going out and trying to sign a guy like Trey Hendrickson because they say, hey, look, we got Huff, we got Michael, we got Bosa. That's a great defensive line to attack the Rams and the Seahawks. And then
again,
really,
if they stay healthy.
Yeah, if they can stay healthy. But then you draft for depth as well. But I think the biggest thing, too, is that they have to get another receiver. You can't roll. Even if they re-sign Jennings, that's not enough. You can't go Jennings, Pearsall, and let's go draft one or use Jordan Watkins. You have to bring somebody in, receiver-wise, to help bolster this receiving core. Deebo's not the answer. I'm afraid that they think that will be the answer, but it's not. Like they'll be like, oh, he's a veteran that will help support the young guys. No, he'll take reps from them, and they'll sit on the bench and wonder, why aren't they playing? And then the other thing that we didn't talk about was running back. They need to get somebody to run the ball behind Christian McCaffrey. Will they bring back Brian Robinson Jr.? Probably not.
Dude, Tyler Algier, man. I want Tyler Algier so bad.
they talk about Breece Hall. He's not going to come here to be the number 2 running back. He's a number 1. He's like
too expensive too.
Too expensive. Kenneth Walker, no. J.K. Dobbins, no.
Too many injuries.
Kenneth Gainwell, he's been a backup, so
he's fun.
That could work.
Good pass catcher. He has some.
He's
pop
a good
to
receiving running back. That I'd be happy with Kenneth Gainwell. If they signed him, I'd be like, oh, that's good. I like it. But then again, Brian Robinson was a good receiving running back. They never even threw him the ball. They never threw him the ball. It was weird. Rico Dowdle, no. Travis Etienne, no. Wasn't he? No, that's the better Etienne. Trevor Etienne is the younger
Panthers,
one, right?
from Georgia.
But no. Austin Eckler, no. Najee Harris, he won't be a number 2. He'll be like, no, I don't care. I'm a starter.
He'll be a number 3 because he could never stay healthy.
If you want to go back to the well,
Aaron, what do you got?
Raheem Mostert.
He had like 1 yard last year.
I got the biggest move of the offseason, and it's going to be a backup quarterback. The Niners are going to bring in, and of course I forget his name.
Kirk Cousins.
Come on.
Cousins.
Yes.
Yeah.
If the Niners bring in Kirk Cousins, absolutely.
Yes. Trade Mac for a 2nd-round draft pick, bring in Kirk Cousins, and we're fine.
Bring Kirk Cousins. But if you trade for a 2nd-round draft pick, I think that 2nd-round draft pick, either your first, second, one of your seconds has to be a receiver.
You know for certain if they bring in Cousins, that what click will have the biggest live stream extravaganza of how he needs to be the starting quarterback. It.
Probably.
It'll happen.
It doesn't matter. You know what? The way that Brock played this year, I think he fucking balled out when he came back, especially against the Colts.
I agree.
He looked incredible. And here's the thing, too. When you look at, the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, right? And to me, it was, when you look at the teams that were in the playoffs, and who could have won it, to me, it was literally down to Seahawks, Rams, Niners. One of those 3 teams, in my opinion, was going to win the Super Bowl. I don't see anyone out of the AFC being able to win, especially with Bo Nix getting injured. The way it played out in the AFC in this year in the playoffs, I think that the Niners, the Rams, and obviously the Seahawks, all 3 of them could have beaten the Patriots. Niners would have had the hardest time because they were undermanned, but they could have easily have done it. Plus, they'd be playing at home.
A healthy Niners team with Ayuk, a healthy Pearsall.
I don't even count Ayuk as a Niner.
Nobody gets injured on defense. I think they can beat. I think they could beat the Patriots for sure.
He's a fuck Brian Ayuk. I'm so sick of hearing this guy's name.
Did you see
I agree.
He wanted a streamer to
pay
him
you mean right here with
$100,000?
Neon. Neon reveals that the San Francisco 49ers NFL player Brandon Ayuk asked for a $100,000 so they can collab. What are you doing?
No one even knows who Brandon Ayuk is.
I've had an NFL player dead ass to my face, Brandon Ayuk, DM me and said $100K for a collab. $100K? Are you fucking serious? I don't get what's up with these NFL players trying to ask for money, bro. It's insane. Let's just vibe out, have fun, come promote your business, show some love.
His white big ass booger on his freaking sleeve.
First of all, I can't stand Neon, so I need to get him off the screen immediately.
He's the guy that was a nerd in school that had his books dumped every single day, and he became famous on freaking the internet.
That's usually how it goes.
Now he's a millionaire, so.
Now he's a millionaire.
Or you could be the Hawk 2 girl and a whole other career change.
Oh, not the Hawk 2 girl.
But so there's a little bit about Brandon Ayuk. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, why don't they just trade Brandon Ayuk?" I don't think anyone's going to trade for Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, the contract's too big.
No one's going to trade for that. No one's going to be like, "Oh, I'm going to trade so I can get the rights to negotiate with him first." No. They're all going to be like, well, I'll just wait for him to get cut and then
let him go to the Commanders and he could be with that brittle ass quarterback who peaked last 2 seasons ago. Last season.
I like Jaden Daniels.
I do too, but Jaden Daniels has the same body type as Bryce Young. They're basically like
That's true.
They're like a Tutu Atwell quarterback.
You know what I mean? He's so fragile that if he sneezes hard enough, you crack a rib.
But guys, are there any other topics you wanted to cover before we wrap things up?
I'll ask you guys this, and it can be fast.
It better be.
If there is one position that you believe, of all of them, the Niners need to draft in round 1. I know it depends on the prospect on the board, but if there's one position you're circling that says this needs to be addressed at 27 overall, what's the position you're earmarking to get picked there? I think it's edge rusher.
I haven't done a lot of research in the draft so far. I've been kind of holding off. I got to start that up. But
me too.
If I'm San Francisco, based on their track record, it's going to be a receiver. I really do.
Denzel Boston from Washington. Pretty good. Aaron?
I want edge rusher at that position, but
Kicker.
I'll throw a
Punter.
I'll throw a monkey wrench in this one and say they draft a left guard at 27 and surprise everybody.
It's a very unsexy, popular pick.
Is that a left guard or a left tackle that moves into left guard?
No, it's left guard.
Everyone keeps
guard
saying,
in the first round. Okay.
Every analyst keeps saying they're going to have to draft a left tackle to replace Trent Williams.
Well, they won't.
He's going to play for 2 more years, 2-3 more years. Watch.
They will not draft a left tackle until the day Trent Williams says, "I'm done."
Yes.
Then they'll say, "Okay, now we'll draft."
And they might just use it. They might just go out and get another one in free agency,
or trade for him. Yeah,
I think the best thing they can do is sign a guy like Kyle Pitts, because you need a tight end immediately, and you don't know the status of George Kittle. I know he said he's shooting to come back week 1, but that's uncertain. I mean, who are you going to go with otherwise? With Farrell, Tunges.
Well, don't forget, even Tunges has plantar fasciitis.
Tunges kept fumbling the fucking football last season in games where you couldn't afford to fumble. It was like, oh my God. He did it against Jacksonville. He did it against the Seahawks. I was like, come on, man. You knew they were going to try to reach for that.
Yeah, that was you don't never try for extra yards if that thing is hanging out of there like a freaking you're holding a cantaloupe or something at the grocery store. One thing we didn't talk about, I know we want to get out of here, was the rumor, innuendo. I said it in my talk about my live stream with Mike, but the talk that there could have been a talk that brings somebody into the front office, some front office shake up, like a rumor that somebody could be heading into the front office to help them.
Bobo, that's not nice. Don't say that, please. Please don't say that.
Jake Brendel is going to replace Trent Williams. The Niners thing is, if that did happen, John Lynch and Kyle would try to sell it to you. I never fumble the camel. It's 2 A's, but I'll take it.
That's what you got from that.
That's who I am.
Spell my name wrong, you ass.
Oh, it's an Aaron. I was looking at cantaloupe. I was like, what's he talking about?
Look at
cantaloupe.
Hey, Ron.
I don't know about that.
Sorry, I'm being a jerk.
It's fine.
Now, so what do you think about that, guys? Would you? First of all, Sterling, do you believe that?
No.
I don't think you did either.
I don't know. Dieter seemed pretty confident.
Dieter, okay. He has a really good radio voice, so you have to listen to him.
he has that big red.
Was on radio.
What's that?
He was on radio for KMBR.
Yeah, he was. He has that big red mic he talks into. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know. The Niners are so collaborative in their draft rooms. You're bringing in another executive or you're bringing in a GM just for those guys who still get trounced by John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, and for that person to not even make all the draft picks. It is a collaborative effort. You get a pick, scout, you get a pick, you get a pick. And they just kind of go around in the big circle and they get in the information and everything. It's it's not just John Lynch. It's everybody in that room. And maybe you see them promote, I think it's Josh Williams to a higher role in the front office. But no, the only way I think that changes is if John Lynch is actively leaving for TV or wants to be done, which
John Lynch needs to leave the draft room. He needs to go.
Don't bring back Kwesi, Kyle Chipto. Go look at his drafts in Minnesota. That dude, there's a reason he got fired. It's worse than John Lynch's track record was. Is yikes.
Quiet Chipto, just because you have a cool name, man. No, I'm just kidding.
I do like Kwesi as a person, though. They should bring in Larry so he can draft a 5th rounder in the 1st round.
We got some breaking news I want to put out there. This guy, fuck, what was his name?
Don't even know his name.
Logan Wilson
He
got
sucks.
released today. He's the
He
guy they
sucks.
got from the Bengals.
Yeah, he's
The
terrible.
Niners should sign him.
He can't move at all.
Do you think
everybody
that,
that hits the market is a potential 49er signing?
Do you think that? Okay, here's a few more names I'm gonna throw out there before we wrap things up.
And Bear Pig? Oh, I'm just kidding.
Dre Greenlaw. If Dre Greenlaw gets cut by the Broncos, would you want to bring him back on like a 1 year, 2 year deal?
No.
No.
Try to get Nick Martin into the lineup, man. Come on.
He was hurt
man.
a lot last year too.
But what if he's back? What if he has a healthy
Okay,
year?
be back for somebody else. Be healthy for somebody else.
He could play 4 games and then blow something else out and be gone for the year again?
Like,
Nah, I'm
and
good.
as someone who owns a Dre Greenlaw jersey and
I
wants
love
to
Dre.
wear it around actively, and I haven't got a chance to. No, I love Dre, but no.
No, huh?
Sorry, we didn't mean to like jump on you like, no!
No, it's fine. I mean, I brought up Deebo Samuel, so I mean, it couldn't get any worse than that.
Say
Okay.
Dante Pettis.
The cat meowing celebration.
But they got to get somebody in that backfield. I mean, I shouldn't say that in the secondary. At safety, they need an upgrade massively. I don't think Marquise Siegel is the answer.
No, I
Jair
don't
Brown obviously is not the answer.
Oh,
Jason
it
Pinnock
sucks.
is just a dude.
Thank God he's
Uh,
gone.
He's gone. Okay,
Nice.
let me ask you this: if the Niners,
Yes, Leo Chanel. Great name, Leon Sandcastle.
do you
Might
think the
be cheap.
Niners, if these players were available, would they sign any of them? Drake Greenlaw, Deebo Samuel. Do you think the Niners would bring either one of them back? Not what would you do, but do you think they would?
I think they'd bring back Deebo. Kyle loves players he's coached before, and he was in love with Deebo when he was here. And yeah, I think he'd bring back Deebo. I really do.
Aaron?
I could see both. Greenlaw, remember, they went and visited him to try to get him to change his mind
That was weird.
at the last minute. So yeah, I could see both. Yeah, I can see both.
Was that a
Both.
Saleh thing or that a Raheem Morris thing though? Like that seemed like a Saleh thing. Okay, I'm coming back, Dre. Don't leave. You can leave when I'm gone.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's just weird that like they I don't know. I want neither back, but you could totally see
Sure.
it because the Niners like to live in the past. They never want to move forward.
Oh man.
That's it. That's all I got. I'm done.
Strawberry says here, I love the Sterling post when he shares a post of a player who got released and he just goes, no.
Yeah, I know. I said all the time, no.
I've seen a bunch of those where you're just like
every
everybody.
fan wants the released player, and I'm like, this guy doesn't even fit what we do, and we have Fred Warner. Like, what are we talking about?
And they want to try to like convince you with like this huge speech. You're just like, no.
You're like, no. He also sucks. Why do you want bad players?
But his name sounds good because he's not on our team.
Ugh. God.
They need
man.
a receiver in a bad way. They really do.
They need to
Denzel
get
Boston.
They need
Like
to get a
Stroud.
number one.
Jeremy
they haven't
Bernard.
had a number one in 20 years.
I would not
They
spend
could
the
have had
money.
a number one. His name was Brandon Ayuk, but he decided to lose his mind.
What he lost his
Because
mind. What about Jauan Jennings?
Bitch.
Would you guys
My
give him
one.
the money?
No.
I'd rather let him go, man. They
Yeah.
need speed.
16
Sorry,
mil
Juwan.
is like the hard cap.
You're not getting
Yeah.
that from the Niners.
It looks
Which
like
I do wonder if, because it's a loaded draft class and there are some bigger names in free agency, I do wonder if his market's not as big as he thinks it'll be, which could bring him back to San Francisco for cheaper price, which I would, again, $16 million per year, I would do that. But
if
you're-
if
nothing
the
more.
Niners made the trade and they traded a first round pick, next year's first round pick, and next year's second round pick, and got Maxx Crosby, would you be excited or would you be like, oh my God, what have you done?
you're a pink pony girl.
I think of it one of those things where it'll be like, wow, the Niners are serious. And then once that comes down, you'll be like, God, we're screwed.
Yep.
Because we're so not one player away.
I think getting Crosby would only magnify the holes in this roster.
Joseph Comp.
He's taking
Call
a
me
wicked
Solve
dump right
Guard.
now. Thank you.
Taking a wicked dump.
Don't
right
worry, I
now.
watch YouTube streams while I'm pooping too, so you're right.
Oh my God.
That's the prime time to watch streams.
That's
usually
a
I watch
Rumble
Sterling
account stream right
streams.
there, man.
Reek Woolen, I would not
No.
spend the money on a corner. That's no.
Kobe Durant. There's Josh Jobe, Kobe Durant. There's other guys that would be better fits for the veteran
player-
third option behind
One
him.
player I would spend the money on if they're not going to spend money on freaking bringing back Jauan or whatever, and it would be Pierce. You know, he's fast, he's big, he's young.
But I feel like Alec Pierce, you're going to overspend, and then you might not get what you want out of it.
I know, and that's the fear too.
Yeah, he's probably like the one free agent that'll have like 12 suitors, which the Niners don't.
And
really
you'll end up
being
being short of the mark. Like he won't live up.
Yeah. Which good
That's
for him.
true.
He'll make a ton of money, but the Niners should not be in bidding wars this offseason.
Right. Bad teams always make bad contract offers, and then they're still bad 2 years later, and the guys didn't do anything. So yeah, I agree.
Like Javon Hargrave, like Brandon Ayuk, like you took Chris Matos.
Javon Hargrave. My God, that was
Chase
such a waste.
Tony Oangum.
At least Chase Young was a 1-year
Marquez
trade
Pope.
rental.
All right.
Fine.
The list just keeps on going, so we'll end it there. Guys, that's going to do it for the Cover 3 podcast for this week. I want to thank Aaron and Sterling for coming out and delivering another fire stream.
Yeah.
Let's go around the horn real quick. Aaron, where can they find you and all your amazing content?
49ers First Takes on YouTube, of course, on TikTok, Instagram, and X. Find me all those places.
You can find me at 49ers_access. That is the X for Twitter. 49ers.access is the Instagram, and on all the audio podcasting platforms and YouTube, simply at 49ers access.
Mr. Fish and Chip says you should broadcast every day. I wish I could, but I can't. I have a job and have family. That's the best I could do. But you can find me over at Dre Area Sports on YouTube, X, Instagram, and you can become a member to help support my channel over on DreAreaSports.com. And dude, I think that's it. I mean, I've exhausted every fucking rumor I could possibly find. And you know what? You know, it's now Sterling and I, at least, I could probably speak for Sterling on this, you know. Now that the Niners season's over, we have to watch the Warriors.
I ain't watching that crap. I ain't watching a single Warrior game.
And we have to read articles like, where does the very versatile Christian Koss fit into the
show?
The Giants?
End the show. End the stream.
It's so bad.
I can only torture myself with one professional team. I can't do it with like four. No, I'm good.
All right, guys. Until next week, we'll see you next time. Peace.